Welcome to another episode of the free-to-play check, today with lots of superheroes and villains in Gazillion Entertainment's Marvel Heroes 2016. The game basically is a superhero MMO and plays like an action RPG with PvE focus, similar to, for example, Path of Exile. And a short disclaimer before I start, I'm not a comic book geek. I watched some of the Marvel movies, but otherwise don't know that much about this universe, so please excuse any inaccuracies and my general lack of knowledge about the universe. Thanks. The game lets you choose your favorite hero out of a list of several dozen and then throws you into the storyline with several chapters where you face all kinds of threats from escaped criminals to anti-mutant groups, plus a giant conspiracy by Dr. Doom himself involving a couple of ancient artifacts. The story is told in between main missions by drawn, slightly animated comic sequences which are also voice acted. Have a listen.
But we either choose to win this war and live free, or lie down and let you enslave us, torture us, kill us. Humans and mutants cannot live together in peace. Your god has selected the mutant as the dominant species on the planet. I am Magneto.
While traveling around the world to counter the newly arisen threats, you meet with well-known characters like the guys from S.H.I.E.L.D. and their leader Nick Fury in the Avenger Tower, as well as Professor Xavier and his X-Men. Also really nice for the overall atmosphere are the voice-acted one-liners all heroes in the game have. Depending on the situation, you get to listen to snarky comments and funny in-jokes. In addition, your own character also comments on other heroes when meeting them in the base. To your choice at the start of the game stand a wide range of heroes from the Marvel Universe, more and less popular ones. In addition, there's even a bunch of guys more who are only available as a so-called team-up, which basically is an AI-controlled co-partner who can also be leveled up and improved. You're not able to create your own personal hero from scratch, which means you may run into some exact clones of yours during playing. Also, the way your character looks can only be changed by buying costumes for real money. The equipment items you find don't change the appearance. The game lets you try out every hero till level 10, and after testing Storm and Dr. Doom I finally ended up with Magic, of whom I've never heard before, cause the close combat character was more fun for me. As mentioned in the intro, Marvel Heroes plays like an action RPG similar to Diablo or Path of Exile. You run around the map and use spells and abilities to get rid of enemies and monsters. There actually are quite a lot of enemies on the map, and this combined with the great looking abilities really give the feeling of being very powerful, easily taking care of several dozen guys at the same time. So while not graphically overwhelming, the big fighting scenes just look amazing, even more so when several heroes come together. Explosions, beams and shockwaves lighten up your screen, but also result in a lot of chaos. Taking a look at my character Magic here to give you a little bit more info about the RPG aspect. She's a melee focused character with a couple of AoE spells, plus the ability to spawn a couple of demons or support. Very handy indeed. When leveling up you gain power points you use to improve those skills. In my case, for example, to increase the strength of my demons or the damage of my magic eruption AoE. Later in the game you also regularly get so-called Omega points, with which you define your character even more by giving bonuses to certain stats. What's best pretty much depends on which hero you chose and which direction you want him to go. As it's typical for those kind of games, you will find tons of loot in different variant classes. This of course results in the well-known cycle of gathering loot after combat and then spending several minutes trying to figure out which of those items best fits to your character, only to return to the fight directly after to get even cooler equipment. During your travels you'll fight on a lot of different maps varying in style, from cities over secret underground facilities to open countryside and forest regions. There's pretty much everything. The enemy variety all seems to be fine, with the game throwing thugs and gangsters as well as monsters, robots and the minions of several enemy organizations against you. All main story missions usually result in a boss fight versus an evil hero, but there are also a lot of side missions, like kill X amount of this enemy type, go and clean the area over there, as well as timed world events like save civilians, repel attack from faction X, etc. for extra loot and experience, often resulting in big boss fights together with other heroes. About the shop, well, something I really liked was the fact that the game allows you to test every hero before deciding which one to pick, which means you can really take your time and figure out which one's the best for you. After choosing one, he or she gets unlocked for full playing. If you want to play other heroes too, you have to buy them, either by spending eternity shards you can find during playing, or of course by spending real money, around 5 to 10 euros per hero on average. The shop also offers a variety of boosters and packs with random content like costumes, gear, items and more. Full so-called hero packs include the hero, all costumes for him and some extras. The mentioned costumes of course can also be bought separately, but really aren't that cheap. Overall the prices are okay, but the cosmetic stuff can get quite expensive. Especially with those random boxes and cards, the game can lead you to spend quite a lot of money, even more so when you're a fan and collector who simply wants to have all his favorite heroes and their different costumes. The game is very well playable without spending money on it though. Boosters for example can also be found in-game as loot, and the overall progression is not that slow that you feel forced to spend money just to get anything done. Even for well, Marvel noob as myself, this game is just a lot of fun. The game is fast and action orientated with awesome looking fights involving lots of enemies. They actually feel really powerful when taking down 10 guys with one spell, and the loot system makes you want to continue just to finally find this one piece of equipment. Story-wise, Marvel Heroes combines the usual silliness with in-jokes and over-the-top events involving world domination by using powerful artifacts, with more serious topics like the mutant hunting religious purifiers, who look more like modern Templars executing every so-called non-human they can find. The game is a lot of fun even as non-player, and the try every hero for free system simply is a great idea. If you're looking for an action RPG you can play together with some friends and are a fan of superheroes too, then you should definitely try this one out.